Hey up troops, welcome back to the Litanah army. I'm Lit and this is Wayfinder, and today we're looking at ways we can defeat the Reaver King, which is the Aturach the Deathless. Absolutely awesome boss, really neat towards the end of the story. I'm right at the end of the story now, and I've got just about all characters up to level 30, which has been absolutely amazing. So what we're going to look at is his attack patterns and his attack phases, and I'm going to try and get this guide all done in less than 10 minutes so that you guys can get back to playing and take him down. Stay tuned. Okay, so first off, let's look at his attack patterns then. The first thing he's going to do is his melee combos. So what Aturach does is executes a series of really quick melee strikes, often chaining multiple strikes together, so just be aware of that. And the best thing for that is just to keep dodging. You guys know what you're doing with that. Just maintain a safe distance during the combos, and if he's engaged in melee, if you're using someone like I'm using, for example, Wingrave, just make sure all your shields are up often. If you're using someone like Nis or Silo, then you better get quick feet and you better get moving around. He also does ground stomps. Ground stomps where basically it does exactly what it says on the tin. He stomps the grounds, creating a shockwave that damages and potentially stuns players within the radius. The best countermeasures for that one are just to watch the stomp animation and jump or dodge and just get away from the shockwave. Sometimes you have to move quite a little bit away. If it's a bad one like you just saw, you just have to move away from it, just get to the edge and you should be absolutely fine. Now what he also does, as you can also see in this video, is he summons reinforcements. So Aturach calls up additional enemies to join the battle, increasing the fight's complexity. Now there are two ways to look at this. You can either quickly eliminate the summoned enemies, which is what I do, to prevent being overwhelmed. And it does happen, you can get overwhelmed quite quickly in this fight. So coordinate with your teammates with crowd control. So if you've got someone, say like Nis, have Nis or someone else who actually gets takes out the ads while everybody else focuses on the boss. And then the other attack he's got is that he summons a bear companion called Marrow. Now, just when you think you've beat the Reaver King and you think it's over, you think you've done it, he doesn't. He gets a full health bar again. Marrow gets summoned, and Marrow comes and helps him. The only thing is, Marrow adds a complete new dimension to the fight, because what he does, he resummons the Reaver King, and then he does lots of AoE attacks. You've got to be careful of that. As I said, these AoE attacks can totally change the direction of a fight. The Reaver King will jump on top of the bear, and then you've got to try and take him out at the same time, which is a complete nightmare. It's just one of those things where, the first time you fight him, it kind of throws you a little bit. So let's have a look at the phases then that you actually have in this fight. So phase 1 then is between 170% of his health. What'll actually happen is he'll just use the melee combos, not just use them, he'll mostly use the melee combos. He will use his other attacks, but he'll primarily be using his melee combos and occasionally throwing in a ground stomp every now and again. In phase 2, so between 40% and 70%, then what he'll actually do is he'll start summoning reinforcements, and when you get him down towards the end, that's when he's going to bring Marrow in. So from about 40% down to the bottom, then you'll see Marrow, they'll come into the fight, and you've basically just got to keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the ads, make sure that you're watching for the AoE effects. You've got AoE from the ground stomp, you've got AoE from Marrow. This fight can get really hectic really quick, so you've just got to really stay vigilant, keep an eye on your health. It's actually quite difficult to solo, and I know every time I say things like that in the comments are going to blow up saying how easy it was for them to solo this guy, but I didn't find it easy at all, and I'm pretty decent, I think. I mean, I'm not the best player on on YouTube at this, but I think I'm pretty good. I've taken out most bosses fairly strategically, and I use the potions right, I get my stats in the right way. But this fight was a difficult fight. This took a lot of effort, took a lot of thinking about, and I just wasn't able to do it solo. So what I did, I found a group later on, and you can see here I got the Reaver King down to quite low. I'm going to leave the footage on of the group fight that we did, because I brought a group in afterwards. So, but you can see here what's happening is I'm taking down the ads. I've got Marrow down quite way down now, so I'm taking Marrow with the big hits. I'm keeping an eye on my stamina. I think I'm out of health potions now at this point, but I think we get Marrow down there. Yeah, Marrow's down, look. But look at that. So the Reaver King's actually got a lot of his health left, but I just haven't got the minerals. I haven't got the sustainability in just one character to keep going. And look what's worse. Look what he did. He brings Marrow back up to half health. So if you don't sustain the damage and you don't keep the damage going, it's going to keep healing him. So this fight can feel like a forever fight. Now, at this point, I didn't have Wingrave all the way up, to level 30. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe if I got Wingrave up to 30, I could have soloed it. You guys let me know in the comments, were you able to do it? and I would love to come back to this fight and have another go. So maybe in a few weeks time we'll do another video where we solo it. But let me show you the group fight, let me show you how it goes and take it from there. Stay tuned.